space.
In time?
It has different meanings, okay?
Yeah.
Like the galaxy, outer space, like outer space. Usually we say outer space. Is it because there's no space out of this? And then also the space, like I say, I need space in a relationship. What does it mean when people say I need space? What does it mean really?
It means I want to be in my own energy.
Yeah. So what's happening? Why whenever people say I want space, some people may take it wrongly, in the wrong way and say, oh, you need space for me, why am I too overbearing and all that? What is it exactly? When I spend time with people I really don't want to spend time with, or even if I want to spend time with, it's about spending time with people, and then I come home and I feel like I want to be in my space.
Yeah.
It feels like I want to regenerate, kind of.
Yeah, you just want to feel like you again.
Exactly.
You realize that doesn't happen around animals. Like you never need space from your dog or your cat.
Why is that?
Because you can be yourself around them. You don't need to sacrifice yourself to make them feel in a certain way.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because okay, imagine you have your cat right next to you. If you need to put your legs out, you just put your legs out, and if they want to move, they'll move.
Yeah.
You don't say, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I'm just going to put my leg right here. If that's okay with you. If it's not okay, maybe I'll put it this other way. And you see, you're already clenching,
It's true. Wow, I never thought about it, because when I see people, when I go around and interact with people, I feel depleted. My energy is I always kind of have to either listen to them. There is always a degree of forcefulness.
Because you're constantly accommodating them. Whether you realize it or not, we're kind of programmed to be polite, or
True.
we're programmed to be likable, try to be likable by others. And it becomes something you're constantly trying to accommodate other people, and you can't be yourself. It's exhausting.
But there are times when I remember going to the office, I didn't want to say good morning. I just didn't want, it didn't come out. It wasn't out of being unpolite or wanting to be unpolite. It's just that I didn't have the energy just to move my mouth and speak. I was into myself. I was just in my own whatever bubble, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
But I had to force myself out of my bubble and say, good morning, everyone.
And it feels like a stretch, doesn't it?
It feels like a stretch.
Yeah.
It does.
I never felt like that with you, to be honest.
But that's why, no, I don't feel like that with you. That's why it's very comfortable to be around you, for me. I don't feel my energy depleted.
Because I can just tell you, it's one of those things, for me, if I can be rude around you,
yes,
it means I'm comfortable enough to just be myself.
Yeah, so this concept of rudeness, it's really ingrained in this society where exactly if you step into a room with people or even people you don't know, because in the elevator sometimes you know, should I say good morning or not, it should be reviewed, reevaluated, because this is the thing, is that every time you enter in contact in a social context, you enter in contact with people, with other individuals, it's almost you have to play a role of saying good morning, say hi, how are you? I'm not a threat, I'm your friend, I'm not your enemy. So, and you have to put energy into that because you have to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I also feel like it's almost you're constantly trying to make somebody else not feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
It's almost the whole social conduct rules, I feel are based on people with really low self-esteem.
True, exactly.
It almost feels like you're playing into that, oh, I know you feel like that, but don't worry, hi, how are you, good morning, it's almost trying to be so over friendly, don't worry, you're not worthless, I care, even if in that moment you don't want to say anything.
Totally.
But Don't you feel that? Like, if I don't say that, they're going to feel bad about themselves. Like, did I do something wrong? Like,
oh my God, I remember when I was in university and I was sharing the apartment with another girl. And I remember being, all the time we were sharing common spaces, such as the kitchen, right? Yeah. And she'd come to the kitchen, and I felt that I needed to say something all the time. Yeah. And then one day I said, I'm not going to say anything. I mean, it's not possible that this has to go on like that. Yeah. And she got offended. So I was right feeling that she always needed, because you actually feel it.
Yeah, you feel
this kind of telepathic thing going on, where you actually, from the guts, you feel like when people want to suck energy from you, and they need it because they need to be validated. Their presence, their essence, their being needs to be validated.
Ever since, like, we're kids, this is what we're kind of trained to do, right? Like, you go into a room, like, your grandparents are there, like, say hi, be polite. Like, why don't you act like a human? Exactly. Act like a human being. And it's like, it's not your first instinct.
Yes.
Right? Yes. As a child, your first instinct is to go where it feels like, where I want to play, I'm going to go over in that corner and play with that cat. That's my first instinct. My first instinct isn't to come into a room and say hello to every single relative that's sitting there and give them a hug and make them feel good about themselves. And then I can go do my thing.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
Exactly.
Like, you're trained into sacrificing your first instincts in order to please people.
Exactly. Which brings also to the topic of basically people taking it personal. Mm-hmm. Personally, they take everything personal, like any behavior that other people exhibit in front of them or around them, they take it personally. So I feel that maybe in society, in reevaluating this whole concept of pleasing people, making them feel safe, maybe people should work a lot on the concept of I shouldn't take everything personal, like it's not about me all the time, and it's one thing. The other is I exist even if I'm not talked to, I exist if I'm not talked to, and I mean, these concepts go hand in hand. I feel.
I know. It's funny because I remember my childhood very clearly. Okay, it's one of those things. Like, I don't remember what I ate last night, but I remember my childhood like crystal clear.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's because I was the most able to be myself in my childhood.
Yes.
And it's one of those things, like the example I was giving with the grandparents. When you're young, you don't need to do that with each other. Like, you don't go into a room where your friends are there, like your little friends, and you don't have to go out and say, hi, how are you? How was your day? Hi, how are you? How was your day? Like, that's so weird. That's so awkward. You would never do that.
Yes.
Because they are your peers. Like, they are one with you. They are part of you. Like, you're a team. Like, you go into a room and like, Barbies.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go and do that. Like, it's almost like just the mere fact that you want to play with them is like, okay, we're good. Like,
oh my God, I love that. I love that.
And it changes so much when you grow up. It changes so much.
Yeah.
You go into
I notice you tend to be more like that, and you want to keep it. You want to keep being like that, and many people judge you as rude.
That's why I'm so awkward in social situations.
They judge you as rude, as a person who is very selfish. And as a person who doesn't give a damn about anybody, anything. But I remember this summer when my cousin's friend came over from Germany, and she's kind of like, very much like you in a way. I mean, different, but like you in a way of understanding what is everything that is not this social construct, okay? And you guys met. And it was like, because I'm still like old generation. I meet somebody, shake hands and stuff like that, even if I feel that drain, okay? But you and Marcella, you just go like, no hi, no shake hands, hey. She was talking, and you just start talking, just like kids. Like, I remember when my kids' friends, they would come and I was a kid. It was just exactly like that. I would be a little bit behind my mom's skirt, and them too, and they would say hi, how are you? Hello, this is our
you
kids.
You mean the parents, right?
The parents. But I would never go and shake hands with, So it was just silence in front of the adults.
Yeah.
Then I would just say, you want to come to my room?
Yeah.
We can play something. And sure. Go to the room and just start playing. That was it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It's like, I feel like this is the emotional authenticity at its finest when you're a kid.
Yeah, and I feel the concept of greeting necessarily, you can greet, okay, but you don't have to expect greeting back, or, I mean, I'm not saying let's eliminate the greetings, the greeting part, but I feel like it's a very old concept that goes back so many centuries ago, when you know that the shake hands or going like this, it was sign of I'm here not as an enemy but as a friend.
Oh, yeah?
In times of war, when in the medieval times, even before, with the Roman Empire and so on, they say salve, it was I don't have a weapon. I'm come here. So, and it was to make the new people feel I'm not a threat. So it's a very, very old concept.
Okay, can I just take a little side trail?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's one of those things, like with strangers, even if you're gonna give them a compliment, like just a stranger you met on the street or in the elevator, I feel like it's almost like I'm not a threat to you, I really just think your eyes look good, but like you have to do it in such an apologetic tone just so that they know you're not a threat.
Yes.
And it's so weird.
So it really, it covers also the topic of fear.
Yeah, like I'm complimenting you, I'm not trying to scare you, please don't be afraid of me, I just think you're very pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's almost like this awkward tension, oh no, they interacted with me.
Yeah. Do you think that social anxiety has to do with this as well? You are social anxious, right?
Yeah.
So, speaking about space, you're afraid sometimes. There are days when you're afraid, you don't have enough energy to actually go out and face the space out there,
Yeah, like the people, because they constantly expect something from you.
Yeah.
Even if it's as small as a hello or as small as I ask you how are you, you ask me how are you. I don't feel like that sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just don't.
So even going to parties, for instance, there is a lot of small talks, which I can't stand. I can't stand small talks.
I am allergic to small talk.
Exactly. And I remember and I noticed that in North American culture, there is a lot of that.
Yes.
And I was at different parties here in Canada, and I'm not very social in that way, because I don't know small talk. I don't do that very easily. But they can do it very easily. But then in order to really open up, they have to drink a lot. Drink alcohol. Yeah. Not all of them. I don't want to say now Canadians like that, because
no, most of the ones I met are like that. Yeah,
it's a way of getting through the social anxiety, really.
Yeah.
And I feel that it's this. They use the small talk, which is very draining, and then they totally dissociate from themselves, and they need alcohol to kind of reconnect, maybe.
Yeah.
But then alcohol knocks them out.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing there.
You know what I think is the root cause of social anxiety, or what creates it in the first place? Because I think that the only real way to connect with another human being is through emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Being being emotionally authentic, like the way we were talking about as kids.
Yes.
If you feel shy, you're presenting shy. If you feel scared, you're presenting scared. You're not presenting a fake facade of I'm confident and I'm great, but inside I'm super shy. That emotional authenticity is you're wearing your face.
Yeah.
You are wearing how you feel.
Yes.
And if somebody else can see that, then they can wear how they feel. And if you're both wearing how you feel, you can actually interact in an honest way.
Yeah.
You don't have to fake it.
Totally.
When it's fake, you can feel they're fake, they can feel you're fake, you have no idea on which ground you stand, and then you do this small talk dance to try to figure out, okay, where are you really, how are you really feeling, because I don't know if I want to interact with you or not, I'm not sure who you are yet.
Yeah, true.
I feel almost lost in a sea of masks and I don't know who anybody really is.
Yeah, and that it also creates a lot of isolation, you know, because you don't really know the people you are interacting with, and the same for them.
Sometimes you can even hang out like multiple times with somebody and you don't see their true face until something triggers it and makes them real self come out.
When we met, for instance, I was wearing masks. I was wearing the mask. Okay, I'm the producer of this documentary. She's coming.
You so intimidating.
Yeah, I remember. And I was doing that a lot because I learned that you had to distinguish between, okay, now I'm in my profession, okay, now I'm in this friendship, I'm different, all right? So and I was wearing masks all the time, that I was playing a role, okay?
Which is fine in a professional setting, I guess. We're talking more like in connection.
Yeah, but like actually, I'm rethinking also the professional setting.
Oh, yeah?
Why not being like real even in a professional settings? Why do we have to have this, you know, dividedness, you know, between one role and the other? Like, we should just be ourselves all the time.
You know what I think it is? You know why I think that this thing became such a normal, like everybody being fake or pretending like you're this like so different than I am, is because I think everybody deep down feels like they're not good enough for the role they're playing. Because if I was completely myself, I would be vulnerable, I would be sometimes scared, all of these weak aspects of you come out, because that's the real you, right? And all of those things are considered like literally weakness.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is a male dominant culture, like, right? We're not pretending. Yes. And all of this like vulnerable, emotional, those things are very female attributes. Even men have them, but it's like, it almost seems like, no, the good thing is to be strong, stoic, don't feel like small, don't feel vulnerable, pretend big, act big, like.
And I feel like the feminist movement went actually towards that direction in order to affirm themselves.
The feminist movement?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They had to be more like
men.
The male, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's disregard the feminine aspect, let's become like men.
But here's the thing.
Counter.
Okay. I said this, like the male thing, being the strong, but if you think back to childhood yet again, female or male doesn't really matter. We're all like that.
It's true.
Right?
Yes.
We're all like that. We're all born like that. Then, you know, you develop into adults and there's this huge divide. And the male is like, "Arr," and the female is like, eh. You know, that was a weird... Anyway.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
Totally. But in the end, like in the beginning, we were both like on the same playing field. Yes. And I think that's the truth of everybody. Like beneath this rough exterior for a male, or beneath this like super sexualized exterior of a female, it's that.
Yeah.
And we're playing the part.
Yes.
I think it's endearing if anybody is like brave enough to just be like, hi, I'm not gonna play by the social rules. You wanna interact? And then like I feel like most people will be like, oh, she's weird. Stay away from her. She's weird. But there's gonna be that one person in the crowd who's like, finally, somebody, hi, yes, I can be like that. That's what I've been waiting for. I feel like that's what I found with you.
Yeah. I mean, let's wish that we all go back to being children, you know, and use this earth as a playground for everyone, rather than something like a war ground, you know.
Yeah.
Just a playground, not a war ground anymore. That belongs to the past.
Nice.
This is the outro. Bye.
Bye.